In this lesson, we'll cover adding trusses. So currently we're looking at a structural plan. The upper left of that structural plan has structural members, including a truss. To see that, let's go to our default 3D view. In the default 3D view, zoom in to the upper left. Where my mouse is at right now, I see a structural truss. We want to create the structural truss on the opposite side of this structure, where my mouse is at. To do this, I'll create it within an elevation view that we've already created. That elevation view is in the group Elevation Framing Elevation, and the elevation is called Elevation 1A. So in your project browser, browse to that elevation, Elevation 1A, and double-click. Now, once in the elevation, we can see the two structural columns that will span the truss. To add the truss, click Truss on the structural panel. Now, before we start placing or clicking, let's verify the type of truss. In the property area, let's choose the M. Pratt Flat Truss Short. We could change some of the variables for the constraints and the structural elements and the other parameters, but let's leave everything as is for now. In the draw area, we'll draw lines to indicate or draw this truss. So really all I need to pick is 2 points. Now, the 2 points I'm picking are going to be the bottom of the truss. I'm going to click one point on one side, drag to the other side, click another point, and now I see the truss created. Click the Modify button in the upper left to end the command. Now, if I click on the truss now, I have the two drag handles that I could move up or down, repositioning the truss on one side and the other side manually if I wanted to. I can also use my Align tools to align the truss. Now you may say, well, okay, we have a truss, but it doesn't exactly look like the other one. The other one had a curve on the bottom. Well, to get that curve, you need to edit the profile. So select the truss, then on the ribbon, click Edit Profile. Now the profile edit appears, and you have a top chord and a bottom chord that you can modify. We want to modify the bottom chord, the one in blue where my mouse is at now. So click Bottom Chord. Then change your tools on the drawbar to the arc, Start End Radius. Click the left side of the actual truss where it starts, drag over to the right side where it ends, then simply drag up a little bit to make an arc, and click. Now end the arc tool by clicking Modify in the upper left, select the original line, the horizontal one, and delete it. This will leave one remaining blue line, which will be the bottom chord. To accept this now, click the green check mark. This will now update the truss with the bottom chord being a bent line or a curved arc. To deselect, simply click in the background. So as a review, in this lesson, we looked at adding trusses. We looked in 3D first of where our truss would be added, then we went to an elevation view. In the elevation view, once we started the truss command, we selected the truss type, and then picked two columns that the truss would span. After the truss was created, we viewed the properties, but then we edited the profile of the truss to change the bottom chord to an arc.